Hi, students. Cynthia Nitch here, wanting to cover your exam 2. Here are the necessary dates. The section 1 exam is on March 11th at 4, and section 2 is on March 11th at 5, or March 14th at 11 a.m. On this, here is the in-person exam. There's the instructions here, and the instructions are here as well. So I'll click on here, an exam overview. And exam 2 will take place entirely in SAP. It's a practical, basically, and you must complete the necessary steps to finalize the procurement and fulfillment order to do well in this exam. So I'll let you read all this, but what we really want to do for your practice so that you can practice for the exam is open these two up and actually complete them, and then that'll kind of give you an idea of what's on the exam. So here is your practice exam. It's a piece of paper, right? Your exam is a piece of paper. I actually give you another one of these, but it doesn't say practice exam. And I give you another scenario that I want you to do, but your document numbers are the same. So you will find the requisition number, the purchase order, the goods receipt, the invoice number, and the payment of this for your practice. And then for your exam, it'll just have a different scenario here, but these are the orders I want. Okay, so let's look at this. So GBI wishes to purchase elbow pads, ePad 1 and your LEARN number from Olympic Protective Gear. They're our vendor. And then the data is below. So you're going to need to purchase 100. They're going to come in each. They're shipping in Miami and so forth, okay? And so once you do your rec process, you get that document number and you put it here. And then when you do your purchase order, you put it there and so forth. So let's go ahead and look at SAP, and I'll show you how to set things up to be a little easier for you. I'm going to make this, hopefully you guys can see. Okay, so on this, I have my favorites, and I got rid of the kind of default favorites to keep it clean. So you guys will have a couple other favorites in here. You can right click and delete it. But I created this folder called Procurement, and then inside Procurement I put in the document numbers that I'm going to need to do. This is the whole process of what I need to do for that practice exam, right? So I need to create a purchase rec, I need to create a purchase order, I need to do a goods movement, I need to do an invoice, and then do an accounts payable. So I've made these my favorites, so I'm not, when I'm at the exam, I'm not kind of trying to figure out where purchase rec is or where's my purchase order. I've already put that stuff up here, so I'm not messing around with this tree. So that just makes your life a little bit easier. The thing that you need to remember is how to fill out each one of these forms. So I'll double click on this form and fill it out. I need to fill it out, right? I'm going to shut that little document off. All right, so this is where you would look up your actual procurement case and see the things that you would do or that you did do when you turned in your case, right? But if you kind of looked at it, if you took a step back and looked at this, you could probably figure out what they need. So first of all, we're going to need our material, and that's going to be ePad 1, and then my number is 002, and the short text of this would just be ePad, elbow pads, and I need 100 of them, right? And then my unit, it might not ask me, oh, it allows me to do it. So it's each, right? So I'm going to find the E. And then my delivery date, of course, let me go into my thing here, and it says my delivery date is 1 month from today. So I got to put that in. I'm going to pull this over to the side. Delivery date. Okay, and then on my plant, I'm going to do Miami. And then my storage location is Trading Goods. And this is all in here, all in my information, right? So unit is each, plant is Miami, my purchase group is North America, 1 month from today. So all the information that you need is here. You just need to be able to fill it out correctly, right? So I'm going to move that back out. And then I want to do, I could do vendor. You know, on the purchase order, it's going to ask you for a vendor, but you could do it here as well if you wanted to. So I think I got everything that I needed. I need a purchasing group. Here you go. And that's going to be North America. So what your challenge is to know what to fill out in this form, and then go ahead and know how to execute it or save it. And then once you save it, you get that material number, and then when you save it, you get that rec number, and then you put that rec number right here. Okay? And then you move on. Once you save it here, then you go ahead and move on to step 2, right? I'm not going to save it because I don't want it on there. And then I would go to purchase order, and then I would go ahead and create my purchase order. All right. I discussed this in class, but I want to let you guys know that, like in procurement, we all started with the inquiry, and then we created the quote, and then we did the purchase rec. So my advice to you is, if you're used to doing it that way, go ahead. It's extra steps. For me, I want it to be clean. If I was the student. But if that's how you learned and that's how you feel comfortable, then do it that way. But if you just go right to the purchase request, you'll notice that won't have a create from reference, right? It'll just go straight to purchase request, and you want to fill that out. All right, so I hope that clears it up. But I want to show you, that's procurement, right? So I'm going to show you how I made this folder. So obviously I went to favorites and I clicked insert folder, and then I would name that folder something. So if I named it procurement, I'll call it procurement 2. Obviously I have to do a fulfillment 1 too. All right, so here's my blank folder, and I know I need to have my purchase rec as my first thing. So I'm going to click on logistics, and I'm going to choose in purchasing, and I'm going to click on purchase rec. I need to do a create, right? So I'm going to right click on that purchase rec, and I'm going to say add to favorites. So when I add to favorite, it's up here, and all I need to do is grab my mouse on my left click on a mouse and drag it to procurement 2, and you'll see that it's in there. And then I repeat that process, like, you know, I need to do the purchase order, and I need the goods receipt and all that. So that's there, but I already completed it for you here, but that's what you want to do. And then you actually want to do a fulfillment folder and do exactly what I did for, what you want to do is exactly what you want to do with fulfillment, with how you did your steps for procurement. All right, I hope that clears things up for you. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.